I'm chill. Disney's getting rid of their DEI. The Hollywood Reporter told us that the entertainment giant in its latest filings to regulators scrubbed references to the Reimagine Tomorrow initiative, which was launched in 2021. Elon Musk famously tweeted it out. I covered it, scolded it. There's a video of it right up there. If I'm doing my job, there's a card that just showed up. I think it was flawed. What it used to look like is something like this: A1, A2, A3, A4, and A5. You see on the left, it tells us that 3 out of 5 of these areas needed to be fulfilled. Yeah, if I go here to this page, the bookmark that I had on my computer, it'll just take me somewhere else. It's out of commission. Actually, let's go back to that. You want to see the bookmark that I had? Shoot. New bookmark. Disney. This is where it goes to instead. It used to take me straight to that page. And it goes to this. All of a sudden, it's gone. It's like a picture of Walt Disney and just he's chilling. So I'm saying, wait a second, dude. I'm saying let's go and revisit what it used to say, and that would be here. Well, I'll do this first. That used to be here, and we're gonna read the words. A1. 3 out of 5 of these need to be fulfilled for each movie, and I think it was flawed and it led us nowhere. That characters, 50% or more of regular reoccurring written characters, come from underrepresented groups. The problem is underrepresented groups. Not everyone is the same thing. Different needs, different requirements, different. Being on screen doesn't mean the same for someone who's got dark skin versus someone who's got a missing leg. What if you had an underrepresented group in this, but he was sitting in a chair for the whole entire thing? We didn't get to see because the table was blocking his lower half. Well, we got underrepresented groups, didn't we? It's just a broken system that, good. This is gone. I hope there's a new system, but this is gone. They need a new system. That's the challenge of today. What is the new system? Write it in the comment. So 3 out of 5 of these needs to happen, or they're doing a racism. Actors, 50% or more, or regular and reoccurring actors, come from underrepresented groups. Damn. What if the movie just happened to happen in Europe? We needed to get some people in there who are from these other areas. There are some, like only societies that only have one group of people, or stories that only feature one people. It's fine. Underrepresented groups, and when I say one people, I mean white guys. We don't need to do a race swap here. That's what this encourages. We're wondering why those keep happening. This. Now, do race swaps actually launch black franchises? No, they don't. But you get an actor paid, which is good. You know, someone gets to help out his family and whatnot. But at the cost of what? Fulfilling, they think they're doing a good thing when we have just as many popular white franchises when Halle Bailey plays The Little Mermaid. It's just as popular. All she did was boost, got a little bit of money out of the black community that they wouldn't have gotten otherwise if Ariel was played by someone else. Or maybe they still would have gotten, because Ariel's a big deal. They got a little bit of money there. You go to Disney World, it's still a white girl greeting your kids. It's still a white franchise on the black packs. The Little Mermaid franchise is not a black franchise. Nothing long-term was achieved. And there's no benefit to the representation that they do. So that's why. So they had to have a certain amount of underrepresented groups in their Little Mermaid movie. And that goes for every franchise. It's not just that one. I don't mean to pick on that actress. Please don't direct your hate towards her. But just look at every movie. You're like, damn, did you really need to make Cosmo the space dog a woman? Because that's an underrepresented group of women. Guardians of the Galaxy. So secondary characters, meaningful inclusion of underrepresented groups as secondary or more minor on-screen individuals, including background actors. No one's looking for representation in the background. I'm not. I never said, man, this movie just would have been so much good if some background actors were black. I didn't say that. No one thinks that. Good for this policy being gone. Get rid of it. Now put something new that is gonna work. But this was so stupid. To mix underrepresented groups. That could mean you practice a religion differently because you're underrepresented. That could mean so much things. It's just, you just can't box everybody in one and say you're the POC. That's just disrespectful. A4, series premise. Meaningful integration of underrepresented groups in overall themes and narratives. Bro, sometimes normalizing someone's skin and not talking about their history, about their the themes, the narratives. We got to have this black character. All right, let's have a scene with him in the cops because we got to show that's a narrative, that's the theme of their culture. Why not they're just so damn normal that no one brings attention to their skin and it has nothing to do with the plot? Normalization, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I would do and I would think about instead of displaying how abstract this guy is who's got dark skin, that of course he has to get pulled over by the cops, or someone's in jail, or what are the tropes, the stereotypes. So no, I feel like that means you have to mention stereotypes or further some plot. Like it's so unnormal for this person to be here that their themes and their narratives exist. A5, episodic storytelling, ongoing meaningful integration of underrepresented groups in episodic themes and narratives. So if you got to do 3 out of these 5 things, this was costing the creative process. They talk about leadership and who holds the cameras, who's directing. That I'm fine with that. That makes sense to me. I'm good with that stuff. But when it comes to the stories that we've been seeing, it's been flawed, and I'm kind of happy that it's gone. But that's what it used to say. What is going to come in? I hope the new policy is more like studio-wide, where they go, we at Disney will, for every 7 movies, or 7 months, we'll make sure that there's a black movie on screen with a budget. For every 7 wide releases, you got to be picky with the language. Or every $100 million budget Disney epic film, we will have a black movie. And I don't want underrepresented groups. There will be melanated people on the screen in a lead role, and 4 out of the 5 main cast members are also black. A black movie, a descendant of the continent movie, whether it's from West Africa or East, North, South. There will be a person from there who originated from their land 500, 600 years ago, whose skin is dark. You got to get into fine print. Just do that for every 7 movies. Once a year. Let's do that, okay? And if we're getting picky, you got to launch a franchise. You can't just do sequels for like a Black Panther each time, You got to be good with the wording, but that's what I think the solution would be. Fine. Inclusion standards were flawed anyways. Probably somebody white made that up, or someone who wanted white women to win, or someone who wanted the gay representation to be on screen. They're like, oh, we're going to have a background character. This will be great. We'll make numbers. Notice they never made a gay movie. Disney's never had a lead character gay, advertised a romance of 2 gay characters. The plot of the movie is, I got to find my husband, and he's a male. We've never had that. Make sure you cater to each and every demographic, intentionally specific, and you might actually have a better inclusion standard. They're still going to say that they're committed to inclusion. Wrong page. Well, let me go back. Let me go to here. They're still going to say they're committed. Oh yeah, by the way, they're going to get military veterans still. So that's good. I got no hatred towards the person who sacrificed and did all that stuff. And they also know that the people who vote right wing tend to lean towards that. While I don't hate the people who signed up because I think they were young and they just thought their country was doing the right thing, I got huge problems with everything that the United States military takes a part in. A huge problem with literally everything. Like, not, sometimes you say everything, but it's just 9 out of 10 to everything. The pivot was outlined in a note to employees sent to Tuesday from Chief Human Resources Officer Sonia Coleman. It includes a new talent strategy. I'm just reacting to this. I only read the headline. There's a new talent strategy factor to the executive compensation planning that assesses how leaders uphold our company values. What happened in 2021? Those were your values, and 4 years ago, now they're changed. They uphold our company values, incorporate different perspectives to drive business success, cultivate an environment where all employees can thrive, and sustain a robust pipeline. So, Black Lives Matter. What do we do? Oh my God, this is gaining steam. All right, white guys, let's write all lives matter. All is a word that means white people too. So we're going to cultivate an environment where white people too, employees, can thrive and sustain a robust pipeline to ensure long-term organized strength. If you're white and you're watching this and you're offended, you're intentionally being offended. The changes come amid an escalating drive by the government against DEI programs hosted by private companies. President Donald Trump has issued an executive order directing investigations of allegedly illegal DEI policies. So they're saying, what DEI policy? We don't even have one anymore. We got rid of it. Thanks, Trump. Supremacia Branca. Amazing. Disney, like most other companies, doesn't explicitly mention race in its DEI objectives in favor of underrepresented backgrounds. It concerns Actually, it was underrepresented groups, not backgrounds. You got that wrong, Hollywood Reporter. Who wrote this article? Winston Cho. Okay, they don't mention underrepresented backgrounds. Its concerns revolve around the possibility that these programs, including one requiring that at least half of producers and writing staff come from underrepresented groups, establish discriminatory hiring quotas. There is something to that. Dog, just don't be racist at the workplace. But we know that if they're left, the hiring people, the people who've got bias, are left to hiring based off of no restrictions, things are going to lean white, which is why these policies needed to be put in place. You think in 2025 we're at a place where, okay, racism was over. That's so 80 years ago. Now everyone can just get hired based on if they're good enough. I think favoritism is going to play a part. And how are you going to be favoritism when our neighborhoods are still broken up, our schools are still broken up? Who are you going to favor? The people who look like yourself. So if it's white people corporate who are making decisions, they're going to probably favor white hirees because they know them. Nepotism. There's just, I don't see a reason to get rid of that one when it comes to hiring. I would hope that it's not an official company policy, but like they can have an understanding, guys. Just because we got rid of the damn policy, that doesn't mean stop hiring black people. Maybe Bob Iger can say something like that. Just get rid of your policy, which sounds like you are in favor of hiring more black people, or not hiring more black people, but I think you understand what I mean. If you don't, you're intentionally not understanding what I mean. In December, a new framework was added to Disney's corporate impact website. The memo from Coleman's notes that it's rooted in our efforts to enhance our employee experience, marks the evolution of the significant work done with Reimagine Tomorrow. He's saying mission accomplished. Reimagine Tomorrow, we're not saying we failed at it. I would have loved to say that they failed at it. I would have loved for him to say, actually, I was watching this damn Chillmonger YouTube video, and he was telling us that just because we have these in place, it doesn't actually launch black franchises. So we have just as many white guys here. We need to be more specific with the words. Something that will enact the change that we're looking for. Because just hiring black people that's cool and that's awesome. But then long term, Pinocchio, every tale that we have, they're still white. Tiana deserved to have her own, this is separate, her own theme park attraction, not Shane Splash Mountain, and reskin it. She deserved 2024 state of the art, brand new bells and whistles, instead of just saying, we're not doing racism anymore because we gave Tiana a ride. We now have a black ride. And no one's falling for that. You just race swapped a ride. And I'm sure that your theme park had an inclusion standard. Well, we got to have these underrepresented groups with themes so that New Orleans black culture, now we satisfied it. Bro, that's an old ride. No one wanted to be secondhand representation, and if you can change it once, maybe you'll change it back to Splash Mountain. Like, it's not lasting. It's not long term. So I'm just applying those standards to probably what was the reason why this theme park happened. In terms of movies and televisions, guys, they said Reimagine Tomorrow worked. Okay, if we look at what's happened since 2021, Little Mermaid, we had The Haunted Mansion, which led with Rosario Dawson, but it was supposed to be like a remake of the first one. First one had a full family with a dad. They didn't do that. So yes, they hit all the representation, didn't they? Black kids and everything. Lakeith Stanfield was in there. It was a black enough movie according to their standards. What did it perpetuate though? I want these guys to be instilling family. I want them to be the nuclear family in their shows, and hopefully the people who can watch that can aspire to become what they see on screen, because that's how powerful these images are. But even there, they flawed. They're very flawed. What else have they been doing? Ahsoka's, another Rosario Dawson. She painted her face for the whole movie, but they sure kept that casting. You can't just keep painting faces. Will Smith as the genie. You can't just like Soul, when Jamie Foxx, who I think was voicing Soul, the Disney Pixar, and that was a 2020 movie. But still, he was, for most of the movie, a cat, a soul, like a ghost. What do we, like, don't hide from their skin. Let it be on screen. The reason for why these things, maybe that needs to be in the fine print. Characters' skin must be present. not just voice acting roles. Mufasa has voice actors who are melanated peoples, but we see lions with fur. I'm not getting the benefits of representation, but an actor's being cast. These were flawed. And now I'm kind of glad that they're gone. I'm sure my main man, Fatal J, will be chatting about this on his show tonight. This is where I was introduced to it. Him and Lorena were mentioning the Disney inclusion standards. First time I saw it, I would recommend that you watch his channel. That's right here. And here's the old time that I talked about it. But watch him right here because he's probably live right now. He goes live, 8 o'clock Eastern? Check him out.